Wonderful morning to you. Hello. Got my little work table right here. We'll just scooch it out of the way because I've been cleaning off the workbench. We've got a studio session tomorrow morning. And did you see the announcement? I didn't bother to post it again. I probably should, but you know, if you're following Iron Orchid Designs, the Creative Tribe, or anybody, you'll know October 1st is our holiday launch, 2024 holiday collection. It is going to be so exciting. I'm pretty stoked about this one, y'all. I have some projects picked out to do for our launch party here in the studio, so I'm cleaning up so we can have company. It's going to be wonderful. Yes, it's on a Tuesday. Yes, it's at lunchtime. Yes, you know what? If you want to celebrate all week long and do studio sessions on the new holiday launch all week long, I'm down for that. I really am. It's going to be a good time. We will do a 2.5, maybe a 3-hour session on Tuesday because it takes a little while. And then we will do some 2-hour sessions throughout the week. We can even look at doing something on Friday-ish. Saturday is the Family Harvest Festival, so it'll be tough, but if you're not interested in football Saturday afternoon, we can do it Saturday afternoon as well. I promise, swear to you, 15 new products. You're going to want to play with some of these. So this morning, stamps and wood burning. Have you done it? Let's do it. Let's look at what you can do if you stamp something and then wood burn your image. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to tip you down. Before we start talking about doing the wood burning, let's talk for just a minute about the tools, about the safety, because disclaiming, every time I work with power tools, you really do need to take a look at the instruction book. This page is super important because this is the page that tells you the difference between all of the tools that come with the kit. There's a lot of safety. Like all of these pages before we get to the tools are about safety and operation. Try to read these. Just be careful. This little joker gets hot, and I'm going to tell you something. When it burns, it's worse than a flat iron burn. And that's bad. And I've never been burned by a flat iron. I've been burned by a curling iron, and that's not near as bad as a flat iron, and that's not near as bad as a wood burning tool. You have a lot of tips. They come in this nice little handy container that closes up. This is your adapter. You have a calligraphy. You have a pointed, you have all kinds of different tools, adapters to work with. Depending on what you're trying to do, find the one that's going to work. Now, for what we're going to do today, I'm going to use the pointed one, not the teeny pointed one. Can you see the difference? I'm going to use this one. So let's drop these other tools back down into, and then you even have some welding tools, which is ridiculous. You can weld with this. I wouldn't weld big things. Don't look to weld trailers with this. But if you have something in your shop or in your, if you're working on something and it's metal and you need to, what's the word I'm looking for? Weld it together. Then you can do little work with this. Little work with this. So let's connect the dots. So you put that sleeve down over your tool. That'll protect. And then just make sure you wind tool up in there. That's not even going to stay on there. Tink, tink, tink. There we go. There we go. We're there. Now, I'm touching it. I don't even have it plugged in yet. And I don't have it plugged in yet because we haven't stamped yet. So let's go ahead. I've got a couple of pieces of wood. They're bare. Nothing on them. Let's do our big one first. This is pine. This is oak. Big difference between the two woods. I'll show you why in just a few minutes. Because when they burn, they're going to burn differently. You wouldn't put your pine necessarily in your fireplace because it's going to burn too hot. So be cautious with the type of wood you use to do this project. And your oak will burn slowly, but that means you have to be cautious because slow burn means that it burns into the wood and the wood kind of smolders. So there's pros and cons to each. You have to be aware. You really do have to be careful. So let's ink part of our sunflower stamp set. I'm all about sunflowers. We're still in September, so we are still offering our sunflowers and pumpkins special. %10 of the sales of all of our sunflower and pumpkin products will go directly to the Japan mission trip at First Baptist Church here in Florence. Whether you purchase online or in person, any of the products or the projects that we complete, we are donating 10%. All right, now we have our stamp on here. Looks good. We could do a lot of different things with this, but let's plug this in and let's let it warm up. I'm gonna lay it right there. Make sure the tip is up so it doesn't burn the table paper. I'll set that to the side. And let's go again. Let's use this one this time, and we're only going to be able to get some on there, and that's okay. We'll make a nice little hanger. There we go. I love the effect of using this great big sunflower stamp and only impressing part of it onto the surface. I think it looks really cool. And that's gonna make a really neat wood burning project. I'm excited. Now, back in the day when everybody got wood burning kits, they went crazy and they wood burned everything, and it was okay. It was pretty cool. It was neat to see all the different projects. Don't go crazy with your wood burner, but you know, it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to wood burn and see all the different things that you can do. So this should be heated up by now. And we're just really gently, don't touch anything down here. Keep your fingers behind the black line. It's not hot enough. It smells hot enough, but it is not transferring the heat real well right now. I can feel the heat on my, oh, there we go. There we go. I can feel the heat on my fingers. Now, if you're working with one tip and you feel like you need to change tips, you're gonna have to let this cool down before you do any other tip because this gets super hot Yeah, it's working. And it takes a little bit of work to get to it. Now, I don't have the most expensive wood burning tool. I bought it at Harbor Freight, to be honest. I just needed to do a project. There we go. Now we're getting heated up. I just needed to do a project a couple of years ago, and I put it away, and I have walked by it 1,010 times and said, you know, I really need to do a wood burning project. And I just haven't had the time. And I should. I kind of make my time, don't I? Keep your tip moving. And two, I'm going against the wood grain, so it's not the most cooperative. Pine has a pretty heavy wood grain, and I didn't sand this. So I'm going across wood grain, and it's not even and smooth. So when you go slowly enough, you get what you're looking for, that nice, rich, burned wood finish, which I think is really cool. Oh, I see the smoke coming up from it. I do have my mister bottle absolutely full, and right beside me, a nice slow movement. Don't linger too much or it will burn. Isn't that neat? Good morning, y'all. Thank you for being here. We have used our Iron Orchid Designs stamp set sunflowers to stamp our image, and we're using our Chicago Electric wood burning tool, and we are wood burning it. Slow and steady. You can't run through this fast or it won't give you the effect you're looking for. Nice and slow. Give it a chance to do its job. This is tedious, especially on a stamp that has so much detail. I did pick one that had a lot of detail. But since this month's theme is sunflowers, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Look how beautiful that's going to be. Good morning, Miss Sharon. How are you? So just take your time. Just take your time. Keep a slow, steady, even hand and keep your fingers back. Now, the pine is a little bit rough, not real smooth. The oak is nice and smooth. So let's try this and see what we get. That burns nice and easy, evenly, and pretty quickly. And even right here, I'm going across the grain, and it's not nearly as rough. And I didn't sand this piece either, but it's not nearly as rough as having gone over that pine. Probably it would have been good for me to sand the pine first and get it nice and smooth. I'm impatient, y'all know that about me. So I didn't sand anything. And just like when I pour resin, this takes a lot of focus and concentration. So do not get distracted while you're doing this. This is not the thing to be doing while you're distracted. So make sure you have some quiet time, some space to work in. Watch your fingers. And this, you know, I can see why back in the day everybody wood burned everything. This could be obsessive. That satisfaction of watching that image burned into the wood. Kind of neat. Now, what am I going to do with this when I'm done wood burning it? Well, there's a couple of things that we can do. I'm interested in a little bit of watercolor over this since it is a sunflower. I'm interested in a little bit of glaze. And perhaps I really want to see exactly what it looks like when I'm done. It gives it a texture. It like, there's a groove where it burned into the wood. A little bit of charring to knock off. But this is a whole other world of options. Different things that you can do at this point. So it's one of those, it's really up to your imagination. And you don't have to press hard to get the wood to burn. You really just have to lay your tool in. And again, a slow and steady hand. And my hand even shakes a little bit. I think everybody's hand shakes a little bit. Don't let that stop you. Good morning, Sharon Brown. Are we through with the primer project? Just a little bit of time and patience, and this will get you such an amazing finished image. I want to get these little centerpieces. So just find your favorite stamp. I'd probably recommend start with something very basic. Unless you have several hours to spend working with it, it takes time and a lot of patience. The paint and paper are done. Very good. I think after I let this cool off, I'm going to change tips to do some of the detailing, because even though I like this tip, I have a favorite, and that's the one I really want to use. And I should have put it on to begin with. But I try not to show favoritism, so I didn't put it on here. But I do have a favorite tip. But depending on what you're doing, make sure you use a tip you're comfortable with. And just practice. If it doesn't turn out fabulous on the first try, try it a second time. But try something simple to begin with. So that you can get your groove, you can get the hang of it. And just like always, give yourself some grace. That's going to look really neat. Let me do some of the longer pieces right here. And this smells, y'all, so don't freak out, and make sure everybody in the house knows that you're wood burning in the shop. Don't do this on the kitchen table and burn the kitchen table. I mean, if you do, then you can do a whole thing. It is very consuming, very peaceful. I have guests in the house and it's 9:28. So we will have to call this off for the day. Scott? Good morning. It is him. He's here again. Today he didn't scare me. I'm wood burning, so if you smell something burning, it's just me wood burning. Ha ha ha, he's laughing. He smelled it. Could you smell it when you came in? Did it scare you? Okay. You knew I was doing something. Y'all, this is gonna look so cool. So I will get back to this later, only because that man is here, because I've got to get some things done. We have a launch party coming and I've got to clean the house so we can have company. Look how simple and easy and beautiful and different this will be. Can you see it real well? Look at all that wood burning. It's gonna be a job. It's gonna take me some time, but I'm loving it. I love the way it looks. I love the smell of burning lumber, so it's just a thing for me. But I like the different processes that we can do. Oh, thank you, Sharon. I will definitely share with you. I shared a picture of the finished paint display cabinet, and it's not finished, but I had to get that paint off the floor, and I'll build a shelf in and do all the things later. I'm really focused on wood burning, cleaning the house, and the Iron Orchid Designs 2024 holiday collection, and our launch party next Tuesday at 11:30. We'll do snackies, and then we'll watch the video, and then we will play with all the new items. I have some projects planned out. If you are a studio bag holder, you get a discount on the launch party. If you are not a studio bag holder, why not? You still have time to get your bag between now and next Tuesday at noon, so you can make your reservation, but really make your reservation by Monday if you don't mind. Grab a studio bag and make sure to join us next Tuesday. And Saturday, this Saturday, is the Family Harvest Festival. We will be painting pumpkins on the front lawn. Bring the kids, games and prizes, pumpkin painting, rides, and bounce houses. That's a lot to say. There's going to be a lot going on here Saturday at the PD State Farmers Market. It is going to be so much fun. Make sure you bring the kids out and join us. Thank you for being here with me today. I'll be glad to show you the rest of this project as soon as I get some furniture moved. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day, and I will see you right back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Bye, y'all.